Yeah, good morning, Vishwajit. Good morning, Abhishek. Good morning. Yeah, good morning, Kudal. Good morning, Nitin. Good morning, Raman. Raman, after a long time. Yeah, good morning, Vamshi. Good morning, Daljit Singh. Okay, we were discussing about a data type called string data type, which is one of the very important data type actually. In most of the textbooks, it has been written that if you're not good with strings concept, then you should not go for any competitive exams or any sort of certification kind of things because maximum questions will be from strings actually. So that's why it's very important that we should be very good with strings concept. Okay, and especially programming point of view, there are a lot of programs, and especially if you see Python is wonderful with strings concept. Good morning, Aditi. So it is wonderful with strings concept, guys. Believe me, that I think if you get any problem in string, your first option should be Python because it has a wonderful built-in functionalities for string, and it has a lot of other functionalities like you'll see today that makes the things very beautiful. So it's one of the very important and very interesting data structure actually. So if we compare C, Java, C++, Python and all, Python is on top, especially with strings concept actually. To deal with string related thing, Python is always on the top actually. Okay, so in we discussed the definition of a string. We've seen how we declare a string can contain numbers and letters and all. Okay, and also we've seen how we take input from user. Then we talked about string is immutable. We discussed this before as well. Like string data is immutable, that you cannot change the string object that we have seen. And finally, we have seen that printing and accessing elements from string, how we print and how we access the element. First, we have seen that if you want to print a string, you can print directly, just give print s, it will print the complete string. But you can also iterate over a string, and then you can print that character by character so that you can just perform some action over it. Okay, you can do that. And also you can iterate over the range. Like we all know that string has both index, like positive index as well as negative index. So it has positive index as well as negative index. So you can iterate over a string like this. Okay, length of s, and you can say s of my I. So it will print you that string. It will print you that string. Okay, so then if you wanted to access over an index, then you can say s of 0, with this is square bracket is generally called it as a subscript, and then this whatever you write inside that it's called index. It can be positive or negative. So if you write positive, it will print you in a forward direction. If it is written negative, then it will print you in a backward direction. Like the last index will be -1, then -2, -3, -4, and goes on. So that way it gets printed. So there was a question, let me answer. So fun printing with string. How to print? Yeah. Did we did that SK? Did we did that exercise? No, right. We will do today. Okay, we will do today that exercise. I think you'll get the logic. Okay, so the next concept we will be starting now is very interesting and one of the very important topic. Yeah, this was an assignment question. Fine. So it was there in assignment. Okay, let me just get connected to the device. Okay. So now here, so let's get started with and let's talk about something very interesting called as slicing. Okay, let's get started with one of the very interesting concept called it as slicing. Okay, quite important. So let's talk about what is string slicing actually. So basically, Python allows a form of indexing syntax that extracts the substring from a string using this string slicing. So whenever you wanted to extract part of the string, whenever you wanted to get a string out of the string, you can make use of this slicing actually. Let me talk about the syntax of this slicing. Then we will talk in detail with some examples. So for example, the syntax of the string slicing is you will use this variable name, let's say s or str, whatever the variable name, let's make it as s. So variable name is s. Then use this subscript. Generally inside the subscript you will write index, but instead of index, okay, if you see something like this, if you see something like this, okay, suppose you see the start value, colon, okay, the stop value, colon, and this step value. Okay, so if you see the subscript where you're writing the index, but the index are separated by colon, then it is called slicing actually. Then it is called slicing. So you will have start value, you will have stop value, you will have step value. Okay, do you ever seen this syntax before? Do you ever seen this syntax before? Where you have start value, stop value, and step value? Very good, Vamshi. So we've seen this before in range, not in for loop, Aditi. Not in for loop. It's in range. We use range in for loop, that's one thing, but we've seen this syntax in the range function. So exactly similar, that start value will be the start actually. Stop value is up to but not included. Okay, it is up to but not included. So this is up to but not included, guys. Up to but not included, but not, sorry, it should start with I. Okay, but not included. That is one thing we need to be very careful, that start value, stop value, and step value, stop value is up to but not included, and all these three are optional. Like in range, it is mandatory to give the stop value at least, but in slicing, all the three are optional. All the three are optional, but you must put colon. You must put colon, then only it will recognize as a slicing. Otherwise, it will not recognize as a slicing. Otherwise, it will not recognize as a slicing. Let us take an example now. Okay, let us take an example. Example, I will write a string s is equal to hello world. I will write string s is equal to hello world. You know that how it gets allocated inside the memory. Okay, how it allocates inside the memory. So it looks something like this. Okay, it looks something like this. Okay, let me change the color. And then you have a pen here, and here you have. Okay, so we all know that H will be at the beginning, then E, then L, then L, then O, then followed by a space. Then you have W, you have O, R, L, and D. So this is how the string looks like actually. And we also know that it has indexes. We also know that it has indexes now. The index for this will be 0, this will be 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And the negative indexing will be -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, -10, and -11. Okay, so this is the positive indexes for this string called hello world, and this is the negative indexes with the string called hello world now. Now let us see with some examples now. Let us go here and see some examples. I'll go with my Python IDLE, and let me declare the string as it is here, called s is equal to hello world. S is equal to hello world. S is equal to hello world now. Now if I see square brackets, if I write this square brackets, and if I write 0 here, if I write 0 here, what will be the output of this program? What will be the output of this program now? I mean to say statement, not program. Okay, it will be H. Perfect. So is it slicing or indexing? Is it slicing or indexing? Indexing, very good. Okay, it will be indexing, not slicing. The slicing comes in picture when I press enter, it's printing h perfect. It's printing h perfect. Now when I say s, 0 followed by the colon, 0 followed by the colon, is it slicing or indexing? Slicing, very good, very good. So I hope you got a clarity now that indexing means simply you write the subscript and followed by the index, no colon. If you add a colon, then it becomes slicing. If you add a colon, then it becomes slicing. So can you tell me what will be the output of this code now? When you say S0 colon, do you think is it syntactical error? Are we missing anything? Or it's perfectly okay? Do you think it's syntax error? Okay, stop value. I told you one thing that if all the three things are optional, the start value, the stop value, and the step value. All the three things are optional actually. Okay, so there will be no error, guys. Uh, is it okay, Diljit Singh? Okay, so there will be no error, guys, because we will not be start value, stop value, and step value all are optional. I have given start value now. I have given start value, stop value, and step value I have not given, so nothing wrong. So it will go from 0 to end, guys. Whenever you write a statement like this, or whenever you write a statement like this with no zero, nothing, it will simply print the complete string. It will simply print the complete string, guys. Even if I write s of 0 colon, it will print from 0 to go till last. That's what I am saying. That's what I'm saying. So if you write colon, that is something different, but never ever try like this. You will get an error without colon, without index, it will not work. This will give you syntax error, guys. This will give you syntax error because colon is mandatory if you're taking as a slicing. If you wanted to use that as a slicing, then colon is mandatory. Colon is mandatory, but start value, stop value, and step value are optional. You can skip them. You can skip the start value, stop value, and step value, no problem. Then it gets printed the complete string if not mention start value and stop value. But if you mention start value, if you don't mention stop value, then also still it will print. It will go till the end. Okay, it will go till the end. Is that okay with everyone? Okay, thank you everyone for confirming. No, no, not much, Shikawat. Please note down this syntax. I'll wait for 2 minutes. Please note down this syntax. We just started slicing concept and you haven't missed much. Now the next examples you can follow up. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Raman, for confirming. Yeah, thank you, Daljit Singh. Thank you, Rajshekhar. Saif, thank you. And Shikawat, just check. Copy this slicing concept. Definition, I told that basically it is used to extract substring from a given string. Okay. So part of the string, if you wanted to extract, then we will use slicing. One of the very interesting and very important concept from strings concept. Okay, so I hope you have noted down. So let's get back and see some more examples now. For example, if I say s of, okay, I'll write it first here. You just tell me the output, then we'll go there. Okay, for example, I have something like this, imagine. Okay, s of 0 colon 4, 0 colon 4. Can anybody tell me what will be the output of this slicing now? Okay, oh, very good. So we are getting a correct answer from almost all of, but some of you missing something. Okay. Yeah. It will go from 0 to 3 only. That's perfect, guys. It will go from 0 to 3 only. It will not go 4 because we already said that stop will not be included, guys. Same like range. Same like range. If I write range of 0 comma 4, we all know that it will go from 0 to 3, not 4. It will go from 0 to 3, not 4. So that way it is going to print me only HELL. So that's why I drawn this syntax very clearly so that you can answer such kind of questions for me. Now if I write 0 colon 4, then you will see that it will not print LO, sorry, it will print HELL. It will print HELL. So always whenever you are using slicing and range and all, whenever you have an end concept, remember that you should always give one extra. Okay, you should always give one extra now. Okay, now if you wanted to print hello, then you must give the index as 5. You must give the index as 5. That means top index as 5. Then only it will print hello for you. Then only it will print hello to you now. Okay, so when I say s of subscript 0 colon 5, then it's going to print me hello. Then it's going to print me hello. Okay, and also if you are starting from the beginning, then it is optional. You can simply write colon 5 also. You can simply write colon 5 also. If you wanted to start from beginning, then you can skip that first starting value. You can just give an end value. See, all the three values are optional, need to be used appropriately at appropriate place, but you don't have to mention 0. Colon 5 is also perfectly syntax, no problem, and it will print still hello for you. So meaning that if you don't write the start value, you're telling that you just start from 0th index, it will start from 0th index and it will go till 5. And it will go till 5 here, so it will print hello for you. It will print hello for you. Now my next question to all of you, I wanted to print world, guys. I wanted to print world. Can you tell me what will be the starting index and what will be the end index? Be careful here, huh? Be careful. I wanted to print world. To tell me the starting index. Okay. The starting index is 6. Perfect. Now it's mandatory to give the starting index because I'm not starting from 0. So it is mandatory to give starting index. But the next question is the end index, guys. The end index. Guys, 11. Can I write 11? Or first of all, can I write 10? First of all, can I write 10? No, no. Because if I write 10, D will not be printed. I can write it, that's not a problem, but D will not be printed. Like if I say S 6 colon 10, you see that the D will not be printed because 10 is up to but not included. So writing 10 will not help us to print world because starting from 6 is okay, but D is at 10, so that way it will not be printed. But the next question is, can I give 11? Can I give 11? Guys, 11 is, there is no index called 11. There is no index called 11. Don't you think that it will give index out of bound? Don't you think that index out of bound? Yeah, length minus 1 again will get 10, Kudal. Okay, okay, that's true, Abhishek. So one thing I would like to tell you guys, it's perfectly fine to give 11. It's perfectly fine to give 11 because one thing is there is no boundary check in slicing. You can give any value, guys. So there is nothing wrong giving 11. So you see, say 6 colon 11. It's perfectly fine, guys. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong because there is in indexing. They will check the boundary, but in slicing there is no check of boundary. Even if you cross 12 also, no problem, guys. You can give 12 also, no problem. You can even give 100, no problem. Okay, no problem at all. No problem at all. Okay, so there will be no boundary check. Whatever you have given, there will be no boundary check. Perfectly correct with this. You can skip whenever you have to print till the end. This is the perfect one. You can skip the end value. Okay, you can skip the end value. This is the perfect among 3, among 4. Instead of 6 colon 10, 6 colon 11, 6 colon 12, it's better to write 6 colon nothing. Because whenever you wanted to go till end, do not mention the end index. If you wanted to go till end, yeah, stop value has no limit actually. Means there is no boundary check, SK. Simple word, there is no boundary check. If you mention more than whatever the limit you have, it will go till the end. It will understand, okay, I have to print till the end now. If you mention 11, if you mention 12, it means that you have to print till the end value. So that way, if you say 6 colon nothing, it will go till the end. So the way start value is optional, the step value, sorry, this value is also optional. This value is also optional now. So that way it will print you till the end. So that is perfect. So if you wanted to print till the end, you can simply mention the start value from where you want to start, but it's okay if you skip the stop value. It's okay if you miss the stop value, it will go till the end. It will go till the end. Not only that, you can also take negative indexes, guys. Not only that, you can also take negative indexes. Okay, you can also go as a negative indexes. So let's see what is meant by negative index. Little need to be careful with the negative index. Okay, I'll come back to negative index. Uh, Fine. So let's talk about negative index. Okay. So negative index is like, for example, yeah, we can say s of minus 5 colon. Can anybody tell me, guys, what will be the answer now? S of minus 5 colon. What? Sure. Let's see. Let's see what happens now. When I say s of minus 5 colon, and you see it's printing world. Perfect. It's printing world. Okay, it's printing world. When I say s of minus 5 colon minus 1, then s of minus 5 colon minus 1, WORL, very good. Okay, minus 1 will not be included, so that's why we need to be careful. So s of minus 5 colon will print you the minus 5 to minus 1. Okay, s of minus 5 colon minus 1 will print you up to L but not D. It will print you up to L but not D. So that way you need to be careful about it. Okay, what if I write minus 1 colon minus 5? Anybody? If I write minus 1 colon minus 5, then what it gets printed? No output. Not error, but no output, guys. No error, no error. Why do you think error? No error, but no output. Okay, it will not print anything because we know that minus 1 is bigger than minus 5. Minus 1 is bigger than minus 5, so there will be no output for this particular code. Okay, so it will simply return an empty string. Okay, when I say s of minus 1 colon minus 5, okay, minus 5, it will return an empty string. Actually it will print nothing. Actually will not be printed. No, Shikawat, it will not be printed, that thing. If you wanted to print the reverse way, if you wanted to print the reverse way, then it comes picture called slice step value. It comes step value. Now you must give minus 6 because you must be included. This value actually prints you DLROW. It prints in reverse order. If you give the step value as negative, as you know in range function also, that if you give the step value as negative, it will go in reverse order. So this sentence will become perfect only if you say minus 1. Very good, Udit. That's a wonderful statement that it has been asked in interview, that how to print the complete string in reverse order. So you can print colon colon minus 1. That way it will print the complete string in reverse order actually. If you just simply write colon colon minus 1, no start value, no stop value, simply wrote minus 1. So it says that you start, no step, just go reverse. So it will print you hello world in reverse order because there is no start value, there is no step value, Udit or Satyam. We are just telling that going minus 1, it will print in reverse order. It's one of the very important interview question. That's true, Vishwajit. It's important interview question. How do you print the string in reverse order? Because in C and Java, you need to write the complete logic to print the reverse. Right? If I ask you to reverse the string, then you will be writing a logic for reversing a string. Very interesting in Python that simply write colon colon minus 1. It will print you the complete string in reverse order. So that way, this step value makes sense. If the step value is positive, it will go normally. Like for example, can you tell me what if I ask 1 colon 9 colon 2? Anybody? 1 colon 9 colon 2. 1 colon 9 colon 2. Can you tell me the answer now? The step value can be positive or negative. If it is positive, it will go in forward direction. If it is negative, it will go in backward direction. If it is negative, it will go in backward direction. Can you tell me what will be the output now? No. Shikawat, please check. Very good, very good. Kudal, everybody is good. So it will print start from 1. So E, it will go 2 steps, so it will go at third location L, then it go to the fifth location space, then it go to the seventh location O, but it will not go to the ninth location, so L will not be printed. So perfectly fine. It will be ELO. Sorry, EL space O actually. EL space O. Shikawat, you got it now? Satyam, it will not print W. EL O because W is at sixth location. So after 5, it will go to seventh location. Okay, so that will be ELO. Now if I ask you something like this, okay, something like I'll say 0 colon 10 colon 3. Anybody? 0 colon 10 colon 3. Because step can be anything. By default, it is 1, but you can write 2, you can write 3, you can write 4, any step. You want to update by what step, you can write it like this. So can you tell me what will be the output now? Very good, Shikawat. Udit, sorry. Udit, very good. And Aditi, there will be no space. It will be HLWL. It will be HLWL. It will go to H, then go 3 steps L, then go 3 steps W, then go 3 steps L. So it will be HLWL. It's very simple. That's why I drawn this diagram so that you can trace out very easily now. Now you can see here HLWL. So S of 0 colon 10 colon 3 will give you HLWL. Will give you HLWL. So I hope with all these examples you got confident with slicing now. What happens if I give start value and stop value? What happens? Yes, that's true, SK. That's true. So Shikawat, that's true. It picks the third step, not skipping 3. Yeah, that's true. It picks the third step. It means add 3 to that. Okay, so that way it will do. So it will be 0 colon 10 colon 3. It will print HLWL now. Now we've seen that what is optional values. Okay, how to skip the start value, how to give the stop value, how to give the step value, what happens if the step value is negative. So all the way we have learned. Can you give some example of negative index or negative slicing? SK. Negative index or negative slicing? Okay, like you wanted to see some more examples here now. Like for example, if I say S of, like I want to print hello. Can you tell me using negative index how to print hello? Using negative index, I want to print hello. What can be my start value and what can be my stop value? Using negative indexing, I want to print hello. Minus 11 to minus 6. Very good, Satyam. Minus 11, okay, to minus 6. Minus 11 to minus 6 will print hello. Okay, that will be minus 11 to minus 6. And again, start value is optional because you are starting from the beginning. So you can simply say minus 6, it will print hello again. Okay, it's something looking like an emoji, but okay, but it's S colon minus 6. So that way it will print hello for you. I hope that will help you, SK. Not minus 7. If it is minus 7, space will also be included, Shikawat. So it should not be minus 7. It should be minus 11 colon minus 6, or it should be colon minus 6. Okay, perfect. So I think this way you can easily write the way you have written positive index, you can write the negative index as well. Shall we go and do some exercises to understand the slicing in a better way? Let's see all of you understood the slicing in a better way. Okay, so let's go here and do some exercises. The first exercise here is you have to write a program that asks user to enter a string and exchange the first and last character of a string and print it. So if you enter hello world, then it should print dello world. You have to exchange the first and the last character. You have to exchange the first and the last character. Come on, think fast because it's very interesting concept called slicing, and it makes life so interesting that you can solve many problems from here very easily with the slicing. When you start solving that set 2 problem, you will realize that how interesting the slicing makes your life. Completed? Completed, guys? Okay, looking good. Ubul? So Ubul has sent us the code. That's looking good. Let me check with others as well. That are you able to swap the first letter and the last letter? Are you able to swap the first letter and the last letter? Okay, let me go here. Let me go to the, okay, now let me open shell and let me start writing. Okay, now you see, we'll write s is equal to input, okay, input enter string. Interesting. So user will interesting anything. Okay, but no need to convert them. Now I just wanted to print them. You can store and print, not a problem. I can print them. So first, actually, I wanted to print the last character, right? So I will use s of -1 to print the last character because we know that this is indexing or slicing. This is indexing or slicing, guys. Indexing. Very good. Whenever there is no colon, it's indexing. So it will print the last character. Then I will concatenate the remaining part. I have to start from, you see, if you see this here, I have to start, I have printed D in place of H now. I have printed D in place of H. Now I have to start from E, I have to go till L. I have to go, start from E, I have to go till L. So how to extract that? See, we don't know what string it is actually, guys. So n index I cannot write directly. I know starting index will be 1 colon, but I don't know n index. But I have to skip the last one. So can I say -1? Can I say -1? Because we know that starting 1 till go -1, but don't include -1 value. And then you will add s of 0, the last character. That's all. This way it will extract the part of the string. So now we learn how to extract the substring. So we are extracting from E to L. From E to L, I'm extracting. Okay, so that way you can see here. I'll show you here now how it will get extracted. Now you see s of -1 will print you D. Okay, will print you D. S of 1 colon -1 will actually print you ELLOWORL. What actually we want? What actually we want? And S of 0 will print you H. So that way I can place the D first, then ELLOWORL, I can extract that value, and then I can concatenate with S of 0. Now if I run this code now, you will see that it's going to print me as I expected. It's asking me a string, I will print hello world again. Okay, now you'll see it's printing, it's getting me the way we want actually. So deep got printed at the beginning, then ELLO, then WORLH. S of 0, what should print from begin 0 or last 0? There is no last 0, Satyam. Why there is a confusion? You just check this one. There is no last 0. 0 will be only once at the beginning. The last value is -1 index. If there is no negative 0, okay? So in negative value, there is no 0. Negative indexing always starts with -1. Negative index starts with -1. Got it, Satyam? Sorry, I didn't got your question. Yeah, because last one is not included. Yeah, I will explain once again. I will explain once again. What we are writing is, we are writing S of 0, S of -1, sorry. First I am writing S of -1. So we know that S of -1 will be D. So in place of this, D will come. Concatenate with S of 1 colon. I wanted to start from 1 now. 1 colon -1. It means start with 1, go up to -1. Okay, so it will start with 1, go up to -1, but -1 will not be included. So it will add ELLO space WORL. D will not be included because up to, I'm saying go from 1 till -1, means I'm saying go from 1 till the last. Thank you, Satyam, for confirming. Nitesh, did you got it now? Okay, so I'm saying go from 1 to -1, so that way it will go ELLO space WORL. D will not be included. So I got up to here. Now I will say you write the starting value, which is H. So I will say S of 0 will be H, so H will be added. So you see in this string I have replaced the first letter and the last letter. That's what our question. That's what our question. Just replace the first and last letter. That's why you cannot write, because you don't know it is hello world SK, because I'm asking string from user. It can be anything. It can be hello Python also. It can be hello Python also. Let me enter hello Python, then it should work again. I will say hello Python. Then it should be like this. So we cannot say that it should be direct index. I cannot use now, because that's why I took input from user, because it can be any lengthy string. In any string, I have to replace the first and last character. It will not only be hello world. So it is working for hello Python as well. So first and last letter is getting replaced. Yeah, we can use positive and negative in combination based on requirement. Of course, Santosh. That's correct. You can use both positive and negative indexing based on the requirement. You can use them. So we know that -1 will be the end, and from 1 I can say go till -1. That's perfectly fine. It's not necessary it should be both positive and both negative. One can be positive, one can be negative, but you have to use properly. Make sure you not get empty string. Make sure you not get empty string, because whenever you do combination of positive and negative, then there is a maximum chances that you will get an empty string. Got it, Santosh? Let's do some more exercises. I think that gives you more clarity. Okay, shall we go for next lab now? So I hope this exercise is clear. This lab is clear for everyone. That write a program to ask the user to enter a string and exchange the first and last character of the string. Okay, perfect, perfect. Let's go with next thing now. Let's go with next thing. Next lab is, that's what SK was asking, to print this following pattern. Okay, you have, suppose you enter your name, it should print first J, then JO, then JOH, then John. Come on, how to do this? I want to print first J, then JO, then JOH, then JOHN. Print in the next one after the other looks good. Means one below the other. I just printed one after the other. You can print one below the other. Come on, think about it. How to print this funny pattern. Yeah, that's actually very interesting. Okay, that's very interesting, Vishwajit. I think we have an exercise on that. Not only first and last letter of each word actually. We have to capitalize the first and last letter of each word. Actually, it is interesting. We're going to solve. Actually, I think most of the assignment questions we are going to solve in our regular class. Yes, that's true, Satyam. We have to use a loop here. That's perfect. Let's see anybody has come up with a solution. We need to use slicing definitely, but not directly. It should be using loop. Anyone completed? Anybody completed? Okay. No need. It by default add backslash n, guys. It by default add backslash n. Shigavat, instead of writing that this way, instead of concatenating, because we don't want to concatenate and print as a one string, we wanted to print it separately. It's better if you go with for loop, Shikavat. It will be better if you go with for loop actually here. Okay, so let me just explain this first. Let me explain this in a blackboard. You'll get some idea because we have to use a for loop here. It's not good to print directly. It's not good to print directly actually. Okay, now I will explain you how we are going to do this thing. First of all, I'll take a for loop now. For I in S, for I in S, for I in S. Now I will print. Yeah, thank you, Shikawat. But I will also show you right now that what what will be the output now if I print this. What will be the output now if I print this now? Or I will go in range actually. Instead of this, I'll go for range now. I'll say for I in the range of, okay, for I in the range of length of S, length of S. We should never take length of S plus 1, guys. If you take length of S plus 1, you will get index error. You'll get index error. Okay, so you should not take length of S plus 1. So colon, if I print S of I, if I print S of I, tell me the what will be the output of this code now? What will be the output of this code? H, no, it will print all, right? HELLOWORLD, because range will be starting from 0 to 11, 0 to 10 actually. So it will print everything one after the below. Like it will print H, then E, then L, then L, then O. Everything gets printed now. Yeah, not in spaces because I have not used end is equal to space. So it is going to print in next line. Yeah, it's going to print in next line, not in space. But my intention is I wanted to print, like if it is John, I want to print J, then JO, then JOH, then JOHN. This is the pattern I want actually. Meaning in the first loop, I want to print only J. Second loop, I want to print JO. Third loop, I wanted to print JOH. So fourth loop, I want to print this. We know that this is I value 1, this is I value as 2, this is I value as 3. I can say I can say here the I value is 0 actually. The I value is 0 here, the I value is 1, the I value is 2, the I value is 3. So no doubt this is at 0th place, this is 1 place, this is 2 place, this is 3 place. So I is 0. So what I can do is instead of this one, I will use colon. Yeah, it's correct, but actually you should not go till plus 1 bull. As you are using index, so it is not risky. But if you use slicing, then it becomes risky. It will go out of boundary and you will end up with an error. No doubt you will get the correct answer now as you are using slicing, but you should not go plus 1 always. Length should not be plus 1. Okay, now we will see this code very easily. Now what I can do is I enter the string, any string now, any string. I will say, for example, for loop for I in the range of start with 0 till go length of s, till go length of s now. Okay, so I will say till go length of s and then colon. You just go print inside print and say s of start. Every time you start from the beginning, go till I plus 1 because we know that end value is up to but not included. So I'm saying go till I plus 1. That's all. That's all for this particular thing. Now I'll run this code now. I will enter anything. Okay, I will enter Ubul Naidu. So let me copy his name and you can see that, oh, I think I should take something else. It's not copying. Okay, I'll enter something. Okay, I'll enter Arnold. And you can see that it's printing me some pattern. First, it's printing me first letter. Second, it's printing me two letters. Third, it's printing me three letters. Fourth, it's printing me four letters, five letters, and six letters. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I can copy that. So let me run with Ubul Naidu once again. Okay, so let's run this code and see that how it's getting printed. So you'll get a space as well. Okay, space is there, so it gets printed space as well. But fine, it's getting something like this. Understood everyone? How it's printing? So I'm saying that very simple. Start from 0 every time, go I plus 1 time. If I is 0, it will go up to 1. I is 1, it will go 2. I is 3, it will go 3. So every time, ith time I am going. That's all. I'm saying go ith time and print it. Yeah, looking like a right angle triangle pattern. So that's how you can print it. Some funny pattern. It's just to, it's not important like the output. It's important like how can you use slicing. How can you use slicing to do that? Okay, last question for today. Let's go. It's very easy. I hope you did this. I didn't understood why is it printing one by one in each line. Okay, I will explain this code here, guys. I will explain this code here now. Okay, the code I wrote is something like this now. I wrote colon plus 1. Okay, I am not using end is equal to space because I wanted in different line with it. This looking good, right? Instead of printing in same line, it's looking good if I print in different line. So that's why I didn't use end is equal to space because I want it in different line every time. It's up to us like when in for loop whether should I use end or not, because if you use end it will be printed in same line. It will be printed in same line. We don't want to print in same line. We wanted to print in a different line. That's why I'm not using that end value. That's why I'm not using that end value. Right? That's what. It's up to us, Udit. It's up to us. Now let me explain here that what is happening now. Okay, so I will do one thing. I will erase all these things. I will explain from the beginning. Okay, this is my John, and even this here I use colon I plus 1 time. This is my thing, and in input is John. So this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So tell me what is the first loop. In first loop it will return 0, right? I value will be 0. So it will say print 0. Okay, from the beginning I plus 1, 0 plus 1. Tell me what it will print. What it will print now? What is going to print? J. Very good. Very good. Means 1 is not included. It will print only J. Next time I will be updated to 2. So colon of, sorry, it will be get 1 actually. So it will get 1, but it is I plus 1, so it will become 2. Colon 2, what it will print, guys? Colon 2. Very good. It will print JO. Next time it will be 2, so it will update to 3, so it will be 3 now. So it will be like JOH. Following, Aditi? Yeah, you can get it, but it's not look because I don't know the string again, Rajshekhar. That way you can only do if you know the string. You don't know what is a string, so that's why you should be in a for loop. Okay, till you go till the range. Now it will work for any big string. As you seen, I entered Arnold, then I entered Ubul Nairu, so that it printed me perfectly fine. Okay, so shall we go for next exercise now? You can take it as a homework if you want, because we're done with the session. Tomorrow we'll start a new topic. Now it's not good to start a new topic, just 2-3 minutes left. So it's an homework question, or you can do it right now. I think it's easily can be done. Okay. The next lab question is, I hope you did this before. Write a program to ask the user to enter any string and check it is palindrome or not. Okay, to check whether it is palindrome or not. So if you enter a string called madam, then it should say it's a palindrome. If you enter a string called hello, it should say it's not a palindrome. So what is a palindrome logic? The palindrome logic is you need to reverse them. You need to reverse them actually. Okay, so if you reverse this string, so if it is look madam again, and the reverse string and the original string is same, then it's a palindrome. If I reverse hello, it will be OLLEH, which is not same actually. Okay, which is not same. So that way it is not palindrome. Come on, let's see this one, whether it is printing or not. And then we will conclude and we'll leave. Next class, we will start talking about next topic actually, next important topic. Very good, Ubul. Ubul is very quick. Good to see Ubul. Okay, always welcome. So that's what must be the spirit, because these are the programs you can write very easily. Yes, that's true. If you iterate up to 3, because we know that the last index will not be included. That's what we learn while slicing, that if you mention the last index, it will not be there. Good, Snehal. Snehal is also done with the code. Perfect. Because that's what we are adding +1 there. If you notice SK, we know that it will go from 0 to 2. That's why I added +1 there. I plus 1. If it is getting from 0 to 2, I'm making it as 3. If it is 3, I'm making it as 4. So Nitin is done, Anjali is done, good. So I will just go here and explain you. It will be something like this. If directly I can take S colon everything, get everything, or you can say S is equal to S of colon minus 1, because we learned that how to convert, how to get the complete full string. Very good, Satyam. Directly I can write in not S of 0, Satyam, not S of 0, S colon S of colon colon minus 1. S will be the complete string, or you don't need to use slicing there because S will get the complete string. Second part you need to use slicing because we need to reverse it. If it is there, then I will print S colon is palindrome, is palindrome. Otherwise, I will say else I'll say is not palindrome, is not palindrome. Okay, is not palindrome. That's all. Okay, S is equal to S colon minus 1. So this will give me the original string, this will give me the reverse string. If original string and reverse string is same, then it is called palindrome, otherwise it's not called palindrome. You see in C++ and Java, it is very complicated to check whether it is, you need to write the complete logic. Okay, so that's where you need to write it. Now you see here, let's check whether it is palindrome or not. Okay, do you think Malayalam is palindrome? Yes, is it palindrome? I think we should add A there. Okay, Malayalam. So is it palindrome word? Yeah, now it is palindrome, right? So now if I print it, it says Malayalam is palindrome. Because if you reverse it, it's still print you Malayalam. Okay, so it's palindrome now. If I just check madam, obviously it will say palindrome. Is it Liril is palindrome? Liril is palindrome? Yes. Okay, Liril is palindrome because if you reverse, you'll get the same thing. You'll get the same thing. Okay, now if I run and say as Roshan has raised the hand, so I will say Roshan. Let's check Roshan is palindrome. Okay, Roshan, is it palindrome? Are you palindrome? No, right? Because obviously reversing will not get the same, so it will not get you the same. It's a Roshan is not palindrome. So got it everyone, how easy it is with slicing? Yeah, capital L will not create guys because they are not same. They are not same. Okay, if you write with capital L, it will say not palindrome because it's case sensitive, right? So we all know that languages are case sensitive. You can convert everything into lowercase. You can solve that issue. If somebody enters by mistake capital, you can make it thing. Yes, we do have that function, but not needed SK. Actually, at least in string, we don't have that method called reverse. Yeah, very good, Google. Comparative to C language, it's very easy. That's true. This we can make it lower method. We can use that method. So next session is all about methods and functions from Python string class. So that will be interesting, guys. Okay, so don't miss. We're going to discuss a lot of methods and a lot of functions. So it will be very interesting and a lot of problems you can solve from string. And I think I told you this week you have to dedicate to strings, and this weekend as well you have to solve all